Yeah, about 3 years ago, this story is come back to bite my bum, yeah. And what it is, a girl called Corrine, yeah. I met her years ago down her auntie's house, and she's beautiful. She's really light skinned girl, a little baby, and she was absolutely beautiful, yeah. Got to know her, didn't I mean? There was nothing there, nothing. It was just mates. And I moved to Harrow. And one day she phoned me up. She said, "Can I come over?" I said, "Come over." She come over and said, "Look, can you do me a favour? Can I put my car on your car front, on your front outside?" I went, "Of course you can." She said, "Well, I can't park it nowhere near me. You know what I mean?" So I went, "Okay, no problem." She left a logbook in my house and some other paperwork, and she really wanted me to sell it. Uh, it was a, it was a mini minor. It wasn't really, really old one, but it was old, you know. And the brakes had gone, the clutch had gone. I swear on my life. She went. I drove it down the road, and I couldn't get it into gear. And I was turning around to come back. The brakes had gone as well, so the car was a complete wreck. So I asked £300. It was cheap anyway. I couldn't sell it, but she sold it. The guy came around my house to pick the car up, picked it up, picked it up, put it on the back of a motor. Gone. So I had the £300. Phoned her up and told her. About a month, 6 weeks, 2 months, she still hadn't been to pick the money up. So I thought, well, hold up, okay. So then I spent the money, as I did. There's a big thing about it. She made a big thing about it, put it in YouTube and everything, yeah. So I spent the money. I was out of order. It was my fault, yeah. But I needed it was £300 would come in handy at that time where I was living. And then I got a phone call one night, and it was Marvin Herbert, and like really running me down. I went, hold up, you know what I mean? And I said, and he didn't really realise who it was, even though that I don't think I'd done a podcast with him at that time. I don't think I had, but he run me down, but he must have knew who I was. So I said, "Marvin, it's Ray Hill." He went, "Hello, well," and he had a right dig at me. And I said, "Look, Marvin, mind your own business, mate. You've got nothing to do with you. The girl's out of order getting involved in this. It's £300, not fucking 30 grand. It's £300. You're out of order." But she's very pretty, light skinned, and she's pulled him in. So he's having a dig at me, and I had a dig at him. And at the end of the day, I won the argument. He pulled away from it. Yeah, he didn't want no problems. I thought, well, come on, we'll start fighting about £300. But it got to that stage, yeah. But he pulled away from it, yeah. And then we had a talk later on, yeah. But anyway, so I spent the money. So then I hadn't heard from her for ages. I come here, moved here. I've been here 3 years, bit over 3 years now. So I hadn't heard nothing in 3 years. 2 days ago, I got a message on Messenger. "Where's my £300? And it's Corrine. And I went, "Hello, Corrine, how are you?" But she didn't want a conversation. She's like, this wanted her money, which in a way she's in order because it's her money, yeah. I want my money. So obviously I started talking, why ain't you been in touch, this, that and the other. And so I said, "Look, come down and give me my money." And I went, "Oh, okay, well, steady." And I will, yeah. But I said, "Where you got a car?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll meet you in Ruislip, yeah? And I'll give you your money." She went, "Okay." So she sent me a number to get in contact with her. So I knew straight away it was a dodgy number because it took her 10 minutes to give me the number, yeah? And it was a Tesco number. So I thought, okay. Got to Ruislip, sitting outside Costa Coffee, hoping she's going to come along so I can take her something to eat and then give her money. But 2 hours later, phone again, nothing. I thought, well, I kept lifting messages, "Please phone me, here's my number," crash, nothing. So I thought, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? So I went. 2 hours, I've been waiting there. So 2 days after that, I got a phone call. Where are you? What happened? I told her. I said, well, look, where am I? What happened? I said, you let me down. Why wasn't you there? Oh, I was too busy. But you're too busy, but you're not too busy to give me that grief about this £300. So then she sent me a map. Like a child, to go to Northwood Station. It'd take me an hour and 17 minutes to get there, yeah? I'll meet you there, give me my money. Hold up, I thought, hold up. You just let me down going to going to Whitehall Station. Now you're controlling me to go to Northwood Station. You're pretty, very pretty girl, but these pretty girls seems to be the ones that give you the aggro. It seems to be that way. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Really pretty girls give you aggro. So I went, okay. I put the phone down. I thought, I ain't going to Northwood Station. I'm not going all the way there. Telling me it's going to take me an hour and 15 minutes to get there. I've got a life, you know. But anyway, so I didn't turn up. So 3 days later, I get a call today. Right? Where you been? I told her, I want my money. So we're having a conversation about you know, I said, look, I'm meeting Gary Stretch hopefully today and then tomorrow, whatever it is, come for a meal, you know, because she's really, really pretty, and you know, I think it's nice to have someone like that with you, yeah. She went, I think about it and all this, that and the other, and I went, okay. Then she's giving me grief, and we're talking to each other on the phone, and obviously she's back off, you know. Anyway, she's just messaging me again now, yeah. Anyway. So I went, leave me alone, you know what I mean? She went, anyway, she got on and on and on and on and on for about 20 minutes. And right at the very end of the 20 minutes, she said, I'm using this against you. She said, I'm recording you. I said, look, I've already had that with my sister, doing the exact same thing. You know, it's against the law. Don't do that, you know what I mean? She said, no, it's not against the law. I said, it is. And then I looked it up. It isn't against the law to record someone and not tell them, but it is against the law. She did tell me that she was recording me, but right at the end of the conversation, not at the beginning. If she had said, look, I'm recording this, I wouldn't have said nothing. But right at the very end of the conversation, she told me that she was recording me. So I said, look, you can get yourself in trouble. That's against the law. No, it's not. So I said, look, it is, right? It is if we go to the third party with it. It's against the law, yeah. It's me and you, but no one else. So she went into one. I know the law. I'm a law student. And I said, okay, you want to go back to school and learn it then? So she had a go at me. I can go to court and I can win the case. And I said, because I thought to myself, go to court now. What is going on? Do you know what I mean? It's got out of hand. Going to court over the £300. But then it even got worse. I said, look, I'll drop the money off somewhere, yeah, if you want. How much are you going to drop off? I said, the £300. No, I want 5. I went, look, I'll give you the 300 quid. No, I want 5. How long is it going to take me to get my 500 quid now? She wants 200 quid on top for such a long time. Interest. Not that she's not been in touch with me for 3 years, but wants interest now on the money. So I went, you're joking. But the thing is, I would have more likely give her 5 or a little bit more than that if she hadn't asked for it like that, controlling me to do it. And I said, well, you're going to get your £300, but I want my £500. I went, all right. And she said, how long is it going to take me to get my other 200 quid? And I thought, this is getting a bit out of hand, like over £300. It's getting a bit stupid, And I thought to myself, come, why all of a sudden am I getting this grief? And then on top of that, yeah, she showed me some pictures of guys that faces are blanked out, downstairs is blanked out, their 3-piece suite is blanked out. And, they've got tattoos on their shoulders, and it's me, she's saying. Me? What's going on? Do you know what I mean? It's me. So I'm going, what do you mean it's me? It ain't me, is it? How's that me? Do you know what I mean? Tattoos on it ain't me, is it? You know? It ain't me. Look at the state. That's not me, right? Yes, it is. I'm putting it on. I'm going to go live on YouTube and put it out that this is you. I went, listen, it's getting out of hand for 300 quid. This has got stupid, you know. And she's a nice, really pretty, light skin, really attractive, really nice to talk to. But now, she ain't that nice to talk to. And she's still very pretty, but that looks takes over anything. Any conversation you're having, the looks, you think, that girl's like so pretty, but she's making them looks now to take control of me, yeah? Well, I ain't having it. I mean, I've been in prison for 30 odd years, mate, so I was controlled in there by prison officers. Do you think I'm going to come out of prison and be controlled by someone else? No way, you know. And she's on about, well, you know, we've got to go to court and fight for the money. Well, come on, it's a bit out of hand for 300 quid. I'm out of order. It's my fault. I owe you 300 quid. I will give you your 300 quid.